On this week's show, it's tournament time. Both programs seek their first CUSA titles, and we'll hand out some conference awards.
Plus, how Detective Dexter Robbins is spreading the gospel, and the story on multisport athlete Rick Weaver. It's Flame Central, and it starts now.
March Madness has begun.
That's right.
Welcome into our Flame Central studios. I'm Emily Austin alongside Rhett McGibbon.
Hey guys.
No, it's not time for Warm, Hot, and Fuego just yet. We hit spring break, and Matt Warner just goes missing.
Yeah, where is that guy?
I know,
No,
right?
I'm just kidding. It's a good excuse covering the Conference USA basketball tournament down in Huntsville, Alabama. Regardless of where Matt's at, we have a great show for you today.
We sure do. And where else would we start than the hardwood with the CUSA men's basketball tournament taking center stage? Liberty enters tournament play as the number 4 seed, taking on number 5 UTEP, a team that just dominated the Flames by 16 points a couple weeks ago. But who will come out on top when it matters most? The Flames were hot coming out of the gates. You know, it's always a good sign when shots are falling early for Kyle Road. 7-3 Liberty. But remember, UTEP leads the nation in steals, and it would turn into points here for Otis Frazier. Miners leading 19-12. Moments later, you know, this is where Katie Matheny really got in the zone. Back-to-back threes for the guard. He finished with 6 total triples and a game-high 20 points. Flames trailed 1 heading into halftime. To the second we go, Joseph and Zant showing off on the defensive end with a huge block. He also added 10 points for Liberty. The Flames led by 12 points with less than 11 minutes to play, but this is where the Miners really got to work. Second chance points for UTEP combined with LU turnovers gave the Miners life late. The Flames fall in the CUSA quarterfinals with a final score 66-57. On the bright side, conference awards were announced and 4 Flames would make the list. Super senior Kyle Road and sophomore Zach Cleveland made all CUSA second team honors. Road led the Flames in scoring and 3-pointers made, while Cleveland was the team leader in blocks. Joseph and Zant was one of 5 players in the league voted to the CUSA All-Defensive Team. Finally, Katie Matheny landed on the CUSA third team.
All right, turning our attention to the ladies. The CUSA Women's Tournament is also underway. The Lady Flames ended the regular season on a hot streak, winning 6 of their last 7 conference games. As a result, Liberty enters the tourney as the number 2 seed, facing number 7, Western Kentucky. Let's start off with some unsung heroes for each team. For Liberty, it was Jordan Bailey. First quarter, she knocked down back-to-back 3-pointers. That would give LU an early 10-3 lead. Bailey would finish with a career-high 5 triples and 17 points. Western Kentucky had a hero as well. Destiny Salary came alive late in the game, scoring half of her team's points in the second half alone. Third quarter, the off-balance jumper makes it a 1-point game. Moments later, Bella Smuda showing off her skills with a tough turnaround jumper. She finished tying a team-high 17 points. This one would come down to the wire. 19 seconds left. Smuda to the freshman of the year. Asia Boone delivers with the biggest shot of her young career. Western Kentucky responded with a triple, but Emma Hess knocks down some big-time free throws as the Lady Flames survive to advance in this one. The final score 62-59. As far as the all-conference awards on the women's side, Liberty dominated. Asia Boone was voted CUSA Freshman of the Year. No surprise there, she was named the CUSA Freshman of the Week 9 times this season. She also made All-CUSA Second Team and the All-Freshman Team. Emma Hess and Bella Smuda earned first-team honors, while Smuda also made the All-Defensive Team. Finally, Elizabeth Yayas' also voted to the All-Freshman Team, and Jordan Hodges was awarded honorable mention All-CUSA. Congratulations to all of them.
Yeah, so great to see all of their hard work recognized. Shifting gears to the Diamond. To put it frankly, Liberty baseball is struggling right now. The Flames have dropped 7 straight, but as we say every year in baseball, It's a long season, and there's plenty of time to work out those kinks. The Flames had an opportunity to do just that as they host UNC Asheville for a Tuesday matchup, and this would be just what the doctor ordered. Let's pick it up in the third inning. Runner on third for Kane Kepley as he sends this one to right. That'll roll all the way to the fence. Good for a triple for Kepley and puts the first run on the board for Liberty. Let's jump to the seventh inning. The Flames now leading 5-2. Bases loaded for Todd Hudson, and he'll find a way to get this one to fall in left center. All three runs will score. It was a blowout, people. Exactly what Liberty needed. A final score in this one, 12-2.
All right, staying on the diamond, Liberty softball hosted a tough test to number 4 Duke on Tuesday, but the Lady Flames didn't seem intimidated early as Rachel Roop sails this one over the right field fence. That's her 8th of the season. What a start for LU. Until you fast forward to later in the game, Duke would turn it into a home run derby, sending out 4 solo shots, 3 homers in the 6th inning alone. And the Blue Devils take this one with a final score 4-1. Up next, Liberty will host Jacksonville State for its first CUSA series of the season at home.
Well, in case you missed it, some big football news dropped last week. Liberty and JMU have agreed to 4 more games in the coming years, bringing it to a total of 6 games spanning from 2025 to 2034. On this week's Flame Central podcast, powered by Alcova Mortgage, we reacted to the rivalry in the making.
It is sort of the elephant in the room. You know, when you look at Virginia, Virginia Tech, JMU, Liberty, who's the best team in Virginia? And what JMU has done with their program and with their fan base and how serious they are taking football and the type of players they're getting is that this is, I think, going to become the rivalry, right? To be able to say, like, obviously Virginia Tech is a totally different thing, but for Liberty, this rivalry with JMU is going to determine a lot of things, not only on the football field, but also in recruiting. And I think these two schools are going to be chasing a lot of the same kids.
Right.
And I think these games and what both programs are run very well. And they're both trying to do it the right way, and they're both trying to play at the highest level. When you add that JMU game in and the local rivalry to it, man, I just really think it's going to do a lot for both programs, and you're going to get an extraordinary amount of hype around it. And that's going to be a lot of fun.
Can't wait for 2025. And hey, it might not be football season right now, but there is plenty to talk about when it comes to Liberty Athletics and the Flame Central podcast, powered by Alcova Mortgage. We're really, really serious. But then again, we're not serious at all. Matt, Joe, and myself drop a new episode each and every week, so be sure to download and subscribe wherever you listen to your favorite podcast or watch us on the Liberty Flames YouTube channel. We'll stay on the gridiron for our next story. Dexter Robbins wasn't entirely sure he'd end up at Liberty, but during his time here, the linebacker set records in the weight room and made some big plays on the football field. Today, he wears a different uniform as a detective in Tennessee, but his mission to lead others to the Lord remains the same.
I'm attached to these mountains and these hills, you know. This is where all my family lives. It's home.
A quick glance around Detective Dexter Robbins' home clearly reveals that he's an avid outdoorsman.
Love to hunt, love to fish, you know, it's just I was wired for it.
Dexter even has the memory of his first harvest hanging on the wall.
And I was about 12. It was a cold day when I hunted this one. And it rained, it snowed, and it sleeted all in the same day.
Growing up, when Dexter wasn't tracking wild game through the mountains of eastern Tennessee, he could be found in the valleys playing football.
Ever since I was real little, I always had a fascination with the sport.
And when it came time to play in college, Liberty would be his first choice.
This feels like the place.
But the night before National Signing Day, there was still no official offer from Liberty.
I had a Liberty football ticket in my wallet. I remember holding that ticket up, and I showed it to my dad, and I said, you know, I just wish these guys would have given me a chance. I mean, you know, this is the place right here. And about 5 minutes after I said that, the phone rings. The next day I signed, and I called Coach Gill, and he said, well, you're one of my sons now. And I was just beside myself with just the timing. But when I walked into the locker room for the first time, I was blown away, because the first thought that went through my mind was, how am I going to play here? Because I was a young 18-year-old kid around a bunch of guys, 22, 23-year-old men that were just big guys. And I remember I called my dad after the first day. I was like, I don't know. I think I've bit off a little more than I could chew here. Coming to school here, I was like, man, this is different.
Dexter would spend his first season on special teams, but he was determined to become a starter on defense.
You know, strength training played a big role in that, and I was already a pretty strong guy.
Dexter would start that process by working to break the team's power clean record of 455 pounds.
And I thought, okay, I'm gonna get it. So we first throw on 465, and I hit it pretty easy. And then Coach Bill was like, all right, we're gonna put you up to 475, see what you can do. And I was like, all right. So I get it. I try it one time, but I think I got a little too excited because I missed it. But then I kind of got honed back in, and then I grabbed that thing and threw that weight up and caught it on my chest and stood up with it. And I was like, oh man. And I mean, my back, I didn't feel pain or nothing.
Cheek to pass on first down. It's going to be knocked away and intercepted by Dexter Robbins.
As an upperclassman, Dexter would finally achieve his goal of cracking the starting lineup, and then experience the biggest highlight of his career, his senior season against Gardner-Webb.
36 yards away to tie it. If he misses, Liberty wins.
I didn't know it was going to happen, but I just remember how the play set up. And I remember that specific guy, he would go real low when he would set up his block. And I knew I could jump on his back and not get flagged for it. You can't jump on the center, but nobody said you couldn't jump on a blocker.
Snap back, ball's blocked. Liberty is going to win it.
My knees are on this guy's back, and I've just got one hand up, and I hear the first thump, and then I feel it just smack my hand. I'm in disbelief. I'm like, did I seriously just do that? I was just relieved we won.
Blocked field goal wins it for the Flames.
After graduating, Dexter would return to his hometown of Sevierville, Tennessee, and take a job at the Sevier County Sheriff's Department. The work ethic that allowed him to succeed at Liberty benefited him once again, as he quickly moved up from a patrolman to his current role as a detective.
But 99% of the time, what we see is everybody's bad day. I can tell that the Holy Spirit's being more active in my life since I've gotten into this job. There was a death case, and the family was very distraught. It was a very chaotic scene. And I remember processing that and thinking, what am I going to do to get these people honed in? And a whisper in your mind, it tells you, hey, you got a Bible in your car. Go get your Bible and start reading it. I grabbed that Bible out and I got all these people around my car and I was reading out of the book of Psalms. But I go from seeing a family that is in distress and chaotic to complete peace. That's what makes this job so rewarding. You see change and positive change through the worst of circumstances.
We use the verse, blessed are the peacemakers, because we'll be called children of God. If we're peacemakers, then we've got to communicate to people out there, regardless if it's this community or whether it's across the world. We gotta find ways to show people peace and love. And for me, my job is to let the Lord use me to plant the seed and then let him do all the work.
All credit to him, because man, he's done wonders in mine. Blessed me beyond measure.
We have to take a quick timeout, but coming up after the break, find out how one club sports athlete persevered long enough to make a Division I roster.
Plus, don't worry, Brett McGibbon isn't going anywhere. It's Warm, Hot, and Fuego when Flame Central returns.
Being a parent and helping your kids through school, it's not exactly easy. I mean, there's waking up at 5 a.m., the morning routine, helping with homework, sitting in traffic. You get it. What if there was a way you could get your kids a quality Christian education where they can work at any pace, any time, from anywhere? School that works for your schedule and frees your kids to keep doing what they love. Well, that's exactly what we do. LUOA, school that goes where you do.
Hey there, and welcome back to Flame Central. Dual sport athletes are rare, yet not completely uncommon. Through the years, we've seen a few football, baseball players on the mountain, but this next story is different because club sports wrestler Rick Weaver found plenty of success on the mat, yet making the Flames football team would be much more challenging.
And we have a winner and a national champion, Frederick Weaver.
I had no intentions of becoming a national champion. There's a reason why they called me Dream Weaver.
Rick Weaver would step on Liberty's campus as a wrestler in 2019. He would find success on the mat, winning multiple national titles. But all the while, he was pursuing another athletic ambition, playing football for the Flames.
I've been trying to get on the team for about 4 to 5 years. I got here, I tried to walk onto the team, but the paperwork wasn't complete, and they kept telling me the paperwork was complete. So I just had to watch everyone else try out while I sat on the sideline. Then the next year was COVID.
But Rick would refuse to let the no's stop him from pursuing his dream.
People told me I was crazy to even keep trying at all. After the first year, my parents told me not to keep doing it because they didn't want to see me get all upset about it because they knew how important it was to me. I didn't want to stop because I didn't want to give up on myself. Because I felt like if I gave up on myself, I'd be letting my younger self down.
In 2023, the persistence would pay off when Coach Jamie Chadwell and his staff got to Lynchburg. They would give the now decorated wrestler a chance as a walk-on defensive lineman for his final year.
He's short, but he's twitchy, he's strong.
It's like hitting that fire hydrant.
You know, he showed us that, one, he's not gonna quit, he's not gonna stop, and he will do whatever you ask him to do. That was the biggest thing that we noticed about him, is the kid, the word no never came out of his mouth. So he was one of those guys that would, you tell him, hey, go line up here, hey, go line up there, hey, go do this, he would just do it.
Say it. Get in here, Rick. Get in here, Rick. Get in here, Rick. Say it. Hit it. Boom.
We had a camp spot available, but the camp spot was on the offensive line. So he had been all spring, all summer with defensive line, and then camp rolls around where we're full at D-line as far as camp numbers. And he went through camp at O-line and did okay.
Every minute of it, I hated it. I just hated it.
He does have a certain skill set that most people don't have. So we're trying to find certain spots to put him in. Coach Chadwell was like, well, we can put him in on goal line, on offense. And I was like, okay, let's do it.
Bringing in jumbo package here is big old Rick Weaver.
K-Salt motioned me over. I didn't hear him at first. I didn't even see him. I was a little shaken up just to be out there for the first time ever. I realized, oh, I gotta go now. I jogged over, and then we went, and I blocked the guy, and Billy ran it in for a touchdown. That moment just felt like all my hard work had paid off for not giving up It was just great having all the guys on the team and the sideline cheering for me, just making me feel loved. And I went up to Chadwell and I was like, I got you. Anytime you need me, just let me know.
Having achieved his dream of playing college football, Rick now turns his focus back to the mat with the goal of another national title in his final semester.
This year has definitely been crazy. I could not imagine how this year would have turned out.
Weaver of Liberty, defending champion. Keep your hip up!
If you would have asked me if I was gonna play football for Liberty.
Here comes Rick. Snap to Salter, handoff to Joyner, up the middle, light him up, touchdown Liberty. Rick Weaver, the lead block.
Am I gonna come back to Liberty for wrestling? I would have probably told you no, just because of all the no's I've gotten. At the same time, I just stayed persistent, and being persistent is gonna get you a long ways.
Gotta love Dreamweaver. Thanks to our Donald Scott for producing that great piece.
Yeah.
Okay, we continue with Rhett McGibbon. He's, taking one for the team. I'm a little nervous right now because usually Matt Warner and you guys have a lot of chemistry.
That's true.
So, you know, let me just be easy on me.
We're
it's
gonna do
warm,
great.
hot, and fuego.
I'm excited.
Do we have a theme today?
Yeah, it is potato chips. I'm thinking March Madness. People are going to spend a lot of time on their couch
Love
over
some
this
potato
month.
chips.
You need some good potato chips.
Yeah, okay, so we'll start things off with warm. Give me your athlete and, more importantly, the potato chips.
Let's go chip first here. I'm thinking salt and vinegar. You need the kettle cooked one, though. You know what I'm talking about? The little extra crispy.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Do you like salt and vinegar?
I love it. I saw someone on Facebook like, oh, we should ban these.
No.
No.
You get out of here.
They're my favorite.
All right, let's go warm here. Rachel Roop on the softball team. She has been the offensive leader all season long, with some departures this last offseason as well. She's really the veteran presence on this team, the captain, if you will, hitting .377 on the year, 8 home runs, just had a jack, as we mentioned, against Duke earlier this week. That was a bomb as well. And then 17 RBI. She's the leadoff batter, and she's leading the team in RBI. That says a lot, and I think as the year goes on, there's going to be other individuals in the batting order that catch up to her, and they're going to do well. This is a young lineup for what it's worth, but Rachel Roop just leading the team in everything.
It's been awesome to see her get better and better every season. Okay. From salt and vinegar, we go to hot. Is that a hot chip?
Yeah, no, it's not. That would be a good idea, though. I'm a plain guy. Plain wavy with some chip dip. No?
I like that. If we're going wavy, I need some sour cream and cheddar and sour cream.
That's fair.
But, you can do a little mix.
Cam Foster against UNC Asheville. This guy, 3 hits, 2 RBI. His body, he's got the body of a man of a big leaguer, right? You expect these kind of performances, a run scored. When that bat gets going, he's defensively sound, he can swing the bat, and he's going to be a real presence in this lineup. And this, again, is a lineup that has taken a little bit of a dip here lately. You mentioned they've had some struggles, but watching them against ECU, then coming in against UNC Asheville, not surprised that they got going against a pitching staff that's not top 10 in the nation.
And defensively, he's so versatile. He plays just about every position in the infield. Okay, we end things with fuego. Give me your chip and athlete.
All right, the chip it's a Canadian chip. It's called All Dressed. You Americans need to find this thing because it'll blow your mind. It's amazing.
Can we Amazon it maybe?
Yeah, you can. You can. Don't pay too much though. Asia Boone though is my athlete, and it's just that moment. That 3-pointer she hit, that encapsulates her season as a whole. Shot. It's just calm, cool, and collected freshman hits a big shot. She's been a big-time player all year for LU. Great to see her do it on a big stage.
All right, thanks so much. Great job as always, Rhett McGibbon. All right, coming up next on Flame Central, it's time to get wild. We'll show you how the football team is continuing a spring break tradition. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to Liberty University's online programs, where living out your calling with integrity is what you train to do. And getting ready for the future doesn't mean missing out on the now. Because a university is more than buildings and books. And an education should set you free, not fence you in. Welcome to Liberty's global campus, where distance learning was pioneered and evolved into one of the top-ranked schools in the nation. Where protecting your budget, your time, and your education isn't just a theory, it's our priority. Here, degrees in your field reflect industry demands and help you get ahead of the competition. where college comes to you, but you can come to college too. Game day, homecoming, graduation day. Your school, your values, your experience, your choice. Welcome to Liberty University, where we train champions for Christ.
Welcome back to the show. You know, Rhett, I'm sure you noticed that it's spring break for Liberty. I knew that because all the open parking spots, and it's been really quiet around campus.
Yeah, it has, except over at the Liberty football weight room. Head strength and conditioning coach Chad Scott has a special tradition, the spring break lift.
Yo, another year, another spring break. Let's go, spring break, baby.
Impressive strength there.
Oh, yeah.
Impressive outfits, though. Guys looking sharp and having fun.
Did you know the beach is that way? No, who needs a beach to have fun for spring break?
That's right.
Coach Chad Scott is awesome. Always has a great time. Thanks so much for coming on today, Rhett, and filling in for Matt. I'm Emily. Don't forget, download and subscribe to the Flame Central podcast. We'll see you next week.